All right, what's up, everybody? All right, I haven't done this ever, I don't think, on my actual timeline as far as training specifically with network marketing. I've done a lot of mindset stuff, and I'm excited. I'm excited about this. I always told myself I was going to start doing it, so figured I'd break the ice and kind of give you guys some network marketing training. I've got a little bit experience. I've earned 7 figures in this profession. Have haven't had a job in 7 years. We talked about that recently. All right, so let me do this. I'm going to get right into it. So the whole topic of discussion here is going to be closing the distance faster to your goal in network marketing, whether that be a specific rank you're trying to hit, whether that be a certain an income goal that you may have, how to close that distance quicker. Unfortunately, the way this Facebook Live is set up, and I'm probably not doing it right. I'm doing it from my computer. I can't see the comments, unfortunately. Maybe I need to put my phone up or something. Maybe I can see it that way. But I'll just go back and review the comments later and answer those, answer any questions or any feedback, after I end the live. And this won't be a long, drawn out ordeal. I'm going to try to keep the rambling to a minimum and really focus on the training. So there's 3 things to close the distance to success, and I tried to put this up where you guys can see it. So let me see. I'm trying not to get the ring light in the glare. Should have probably prepared better. Okay. Sorry. So here's you, and here's your goal. Like I said, whether that be an income goal, whether that be a specific rank in your company that you're trying to hit, how do you close this distance as fast as possible? This is a set distance, right? So, if you're saying, hey, I want to get to a 6-figure income, $8,500 a month, $10,000 a month, I want to hit a certain rank, whether that be, elite, like in my company, a big goal for most people is going elite in the company. So I'm going to give you 3 things that I feel like are most important to close that gap as quick as possible, right? To get you to that goal as fast as possible. So most companies, I know our company has a great system. John and Nadia put together an amazing system called the ATM system that we use. And it's basically a system of exposure. How are you exposing someone to your product or opportunity? I'm focusing more on the builder side of this, the team building aspect, recruiting aspect, prospecting. So that's kind of my strength zone. So that's where I'm focused here. This isn't going to be so much about promoting products or anything like that. It's going to be more along the lines of building a team. So how do you get to that goal as fast as possible? So what determines your speed? Let's talk about your speed first, like your miles per hour. So for instance, whatever your system of exposure is, I'm just going to use the ATM system as a reference, as an example, because that's what we do. It's just an add tag message. It's an acronym for our system. I think I talked a little bit about it in my last Facebook Live. So what I did was I put together like a tracker sheet, so I could for our team, and basically what it is, it just tracks how many people we show this to per week. And so let's just use that as a guide or a reference. So let's just say I put 5 people through the system, through the ATM system, added them to the Facebook group, tagged them in some posts, put them in a group chat, ran them through the system, right? And let's say I did 5 people a week, right? So that would be 5. Let's call it 5 people a week. All right, so if I did that on average, let's say I did 5 this week, 7 next week, 4 the next week, 6 the next week, I'm averaging about 5 people each week that I'm exposing to the opportunity. All right, so that would be, let's just call it 5 miles per hour. My fuel, what is the fuel that gets us going? What drives us to do the work, if you will, if you want to call it work? I guess it's work. Doesn't feel like work, but what's the fuel that drives us? It's our desire, right? It's our why. It's our why. When you can figure out your reasons will always come before your results. I talked a little bit in the last live about how business is 90% psychological, 10% physical, the how-to, right? The how-to part, I mean, you could teach someone how to, I could teach my 9-year-old son how to ATM someone. It's not difficult. It's very simplistic. But with simplicity, comes complacency sometimes. What's easy to do, like Jim Rohn says, what's easy to do is easy not to do. So this is the part that gets you to do it. It's not the how-to part that's difficult. It's why are we going to do it? Like what's going to get us to wake up in the morning a little bit earlier? What's going to cause us to block that hour a day when we have things we want to do? Like we may want to go outside, swim in the pool, watch Netflix. What's going to cause us to block out an hour a day? For some people, they're working all day. You may work 8, 10, 12 hours and come home and they're exhausted. What's going to give you the mental fortitude to say, hey, I'm going to block out an hour to be productive in this business? An hour a day is very powerful. Over a year's time, 1 hour a day is more than 9 40-hour work weeks. So if you can block out an hour a day to be productive, that's going to be substantial over a length of time. Those hours will compound over a length of time. But something's got to get you, something's got to fuel this vehicle that's going 5 miles an hour. Something's got to fuel it to even, my car can't drive 5 miles an hour without fuel in it. It's a really nice vehicle, can't drive 5 miles an hour if it doesn't have fuel in it. So this is your fuel, the why, your inner desire, okay? All right, so you have your speed, which is fueled by your why. Now your multiplier, this is a big deal right here. Your multiplier is your influence. Now, influence is going to come from personal development, leadership principles. John Maxwell says leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. Now, that comes from growing yourself, putting yourself out there, getting around people playing the game at a higher level than you are, reading certain books, listening to audios, surrounding yourself, creating an environment that's going to cause you to grow consistently. You want to grow yourself consistently. Jim Rohn says work harder on yourself than you do on your job, because working on your job will make you a living, but working on yourself will make you a fortune. And here's why. When you have influence, when you have credibility, when your personal development set points is higher, people care what you have to say. People want to be in business with you. People want to be associated with you, right? So this is the multiplier. And by multiplier, I mean, if I'm exposing 5 people a day and my multiplier is at a 1, well, I'm still at 5 miles an hour. There's no limit to this multiplier. You can take, let's just say you have worked on yourself, personal development. You've gone and you've worked hard when this was at a 1, and you've worked hard and gained some success, and people now care what you have to say. Well, that number is going to increase. They see, hey, this person means business. They work really hard. They are reading and growing, and they're adding value and adding content and putting themselves out there. They're creating content versus just consuming it, right? They contribute versus just benefiting, So a lot of people don't realize the importance of this. That's why when you see people come into a business and they're like, man, I can't get anybody to listen. I can't get anybody to join. I'm talking to people, but nobody's listening to me. This is where you got to work. You got to work on your influence. You got to grow yourself. And it's hard to say that to some people, because it's like, man, you want to tell them, well, if you just do X, Y, Z, you're going to get this result, which is the case. If I'm driving 5 miles an hour and this goal's, wherever it is, that will get me there eventually. Going 1 mile an hour will get me there eventually, but it may take a very long time. But let's just say you're growing your influence and you're growing yourself and you're putting yourself out there, adding value, building those raving fans, that audience who wants to listen to what you have to say and who cares about what you have to say and would want to be in business with you. Let's just say you get that multiplier to a 10. So you're exposing 5 people a day times that multiplier. Now you're going 50 miles an hour, right? Now you're going 50 miles an hour. Well, when you're going 50 miles an hour, that's going to get you there 10 times faster than someone who's going 5 miles an hour. You may see someone come into your company and they're hitting these top ranks in their first 2 or 3 months. Where they're like, oh, well, they must have brought a team, or they must have did this, or they must have did that. No, that's not the case. They just have a very high multiplier. They have a lot of influence. So when they say, hey, I'm doing this, and people follow them, people care what they have to say, people listen to them, they have that credibility with that audience, guess what? People are going to say, hey, can I do what you're doing? Will you show me how to do what you're doing? Will you mentor me? You know? So it's a huge part of it. But let's just say you have a very strong work ethic. Well, and you're showing 50 people per week. So you're spending, you know, an hour a day running 7, 8 people through the system. I mean, 7, 8 people, let's just say 8 people 6 days a week, that's 48 people a week. So if you're going 50 miles an hour and you have a 10 multiplier, so you're not only have a lot of influence, but you have a strong work ethic, that's at 5, that puts you 500 miles an hour. How fast do you think you're going to get there? Now, some people have a ton of influence, but and they let that hinder them, and they may only show 1 person a week. I'm guilty. I'm talking to myself. So understand what I'm sharing with you. I've been talking to myself, and that's kind of what drove me to want to share this, is because I had to really look myself in the mirror, because I may have had a little influence, but I was lacking. I was dependent on this part and slacking on this part. Some people are heavy here and have a lot to grow here. Some people have a lot of influence. They're capable, just not willing. Some people are willing, just not capable. But when you find someone who has a great work ethic, and this is what's going to cause that, right? That fuel is what's going to drive that work ethic. This is you have to take that upon yourself to grow personally. But when you can fuel that why, I mean, when your why fuels, when you find that desire inside of you, it's gonna create that gut burning desire, that fire that's gonna cause you to increase this number. You're gonna be like, you know what? I want this. I'm showing this to 10 people a day. I'm gonna run 10 people through the system. It literally takes about 5 minutes to run someone through our system. So I'm going to take an hour a day. I'm going to reach out to however many people I got to reach out to have 10 people that says, hey, I'm open to take a look at what you're doing. So let's just say if you're showing 10 people, 10 times a multiplier of 10, that's 1,000. I mean, I'm sorry, that's 10 times 10. That's 100. That's 100 miles an hour that you're going. You're going to get there fast. But you have to figure out why you're doing this, and remember to work hard, and grow yourself. That's it. I promise you, that's it, guys. That is the business. That is the business of network marketing. It's growing yourself, knowing why you're doing it, and keeping that out in front of you, and just sifting and sorting. It's a matter of sifting and sorting. It's not a convincing, talking people into this, selling them on it. What will sell them on it is your lifestyle. By working hard, and you may start off low. This number may start off at a 1 or a 2. And you may have to make up in numbers what you lack in skill. Jim Rohn says, make up in numbers what you lack in skill. So you may have to show this number may have to be really, really high at first. But guess what? What you do enough times, a ratio will appear. So let's just say you're tracking each week. This is for our team. That's why it's got our watermark on it. But let's just say I show 10 people a week and 1 signs up. Well, I know now that if I show 100, most likely 10 is going to show up, because that ratio tends to repeat itself. So Jim Rohn says, if we had a 30-day contest, I could beat you. If you could show 10 people and sign up 9, I showed 10 people and sign up 1. In a 30-day contest, I could beat you. You go show 10 and sign up 9. I go show 100 and sign up 10. I beat you, right? It's just safety in numbers and law of averages. That's how this thing works. It's inevitable because there are people out there that are looking. There are people out there like I was, you know, in 2012 praying for something more, praying for a way to have more. I was hungry, and there's people out there that are hungry like you, like me. But at first, we all suck at first. Embrace it. Just say, hey, I got to make up in numbers what you lack in skill. But as this number increases, your ratio will increase, right? As your influence gains, you may show 10 people and sign up 2. You may show 10 people and sign up 3. Jim Rohn says they'll pay a Major League Baseball player $4 million a year to bat at 300. That means 7 out of 10 didn't sign up, right? 7 times you got out. You didn't get on base. But it's okay because we can always get better. We can always increase this to 2. We can always show more people. But the reasons, if we keep those in front of us and we write those things down, we say, hey, this is why I want to do this. This is so important to me because of these reasons. My family, I want more time with my family. I don't want to go to a job and have some man tell me when I have to be there or when I can go eat lunch, or have to answer to some human being that I don't like, or warm a chair for 8 hours when I'd rather be at home with my family swimming in the swimming pool and chilling out and enjoying the summer. Those things, if your why doesn't like get you emotional to the point of tears, it's not strong enough, guys. It's not strong enough. This is so important. The why is so important because without this, let's face it, you're not going to do any of the other things anyway. That's why it's 90% psychological, 10% physical. But if you can increase the amount of exposures you have per week, the average, don't do 30 this week and then 3 next week, because now you're averaging 15 a week. And then if that continues, then that average is going to drop consistently. You have to raise the average per week that how many people you're exposing to the opportunity. That's going to create the speed. Your multiplier is based off of your influence, which is going to come from personal development and growing yourself. So if you're working hard and you're just not getting the traction, then this is where you got to work. Now, there's no limit to this. There's no limit to this. I can't help but think of the Logan Paul Floyd Mayweather fight. Why does a YouTuber who's fought one time professionally, how is he fighting Floyd Mayweather, even if it's an exhibition fight, and to have that many people care enough to tune in and pay $50 a pay-per-view, and these guys make, millions in this fight? Well, so many people want to rag on, well, yeah, that's stupid. It's a spectacle. It's a joke and all this stuff. Hey, people are paying to watch it. Why? Because he has influence. He started when he was a little kid on Vine or YouTube making these videos and gained this huge following. You may or may not be a fan of the guy, but it doesn't take away the fact that he has influence. So people care what he's doing, care enough to pay $50 to watch. So there's no limit to how big you can build your influence. There's no limit to it. Your personal development, it's a never-ending process of growing yourself. Your work ethic, that's up to you. It's how bad do you want it? You can make up in numbers what you lack in skill, but if you're increasing this number and increasing this number consistently and have the fuel in the vehicle to make it all work, you will get. This is inevitable. It's not a possibility. It's an inevitability that you get to that goal. Because you're moving forward towards that goal. And this is all it is. Okay, so what do? Well, I just start tracking it. And it's important to track who you're showing this to, because as you track it each week, you'll be able to back in your goals, because you're going to see the ratio. That's, a ratio will appear, right? You'll be able to back into your goals. Then you can go back and review these sheets week after week and say, oh, I need to go back and follow up with my buddy Ryan, or I need to go back and follow up with my buddy Derek, and just, you can go back and review these sheets and follow up. So write down your why, keep that in front of you. A dry erase marker is really good. You can write on your bathroom mirror. When I started network marketing 9 years ago, almost to the month, I wrote on my bathroom mirror with a dry erase marker. I said, I'll do today what others don't. I'll do today what others won't, so I can do tomorrow what others can't, or I can have tomorrow what others can't. I forgot how I wrote it. I'll do today what others won't so I can do tomorrow what others can't. And that's what I did. And that's why I haven't had a job in 7 years, because I observed the masses and did the opposite. The masses aren't going to do this. They're not. They care too much about what other people say. They care too much about what other people think. I didn't. I wanted this lifestyle that I have right now. It's 12 o'clock on a Wednesday, and I'm out there chilling. I was working on my tortoise. I have a sulcata tortoise. I was working on his enclosure this morning, and I was watching Netflix earlier and went and got something to eat. I mean, every single day, unless we're traveling, which we travel a lot. Next month, we're going to Branson, Missouri in July for Aaliyah's birthday. In September, we're going to Las Vegas to go see her dad and stepmom. October, we're going to Phoenix, Arizona for our company's event. We're also in October, we're taking our family, we're going with my family to Montego Bay, Jamaica. In November, we're going to Cabo with our company to the Hard Rock Cafe, all-inclusive resort. I mean, we just travel. And guess what? Did not have to ask anybody for permission to take off to go on any of these trips. Next year, we're taking all of our kids to Turks and Caicos. So it's like, we can just do these things. And I'm not saying that it's to impress anybody. I just want to impress upon you what's possible and the fact that the lifestyle that this can actually bring. It's nice to go on and get your flights and not have to worry about, is there more month? Is there, not enough money at the end of the month? When you don't have to worry about that, that's a blessing. When you have peace of mind as far as the bills go, that's a blessing. Financial stress, I'm telling you, because I've been there not too long ago, it will take a toll on a relationship. It will take a toll on a family. It will take a toll on your health. Just to be able to eliminate that, if that's just your goal, it's just peace of mind. You can get there. In network marketing, you can get there. It wasn't the money for me. Do I like nice things? Yes. But it was the freedom that I wanted. That's the whole live free that I post about every single day. It was the live free that I wanted. Not necessarily the money. The money just gives you options. The money just gives you options for you can tell everybody to screw off. Honestly, if you have enough money, there's nobody can hardly tell you anything. You're not forced to go do nothing that you don't want to do. If you have the wherewithal to, or the financial, if you have the resources to take care of yourself and your family, you're not dependent on anybody. You're financially independent. That may be your goal, to be financially free, debt free, obligation free. Whatever it is, guys, write it down and then figure out why you want to do it. That will set, and the opportunities are endless out there. As far as opportunities, this is what I know. Network marketing is what I know, because it has a very low barrier of entry, so it's easy for anyone to give it a shot. I mean, a few $100, you get in and give it a shot. Get that taste of entrepreneurship. See what you're made of. Why not? Work on growing yourself. That's where I was exposed to personal development. I didn't even know what personal development was 9 years ago. I did not. I had no idea. I watched TV. I watched the news. I filled my head full of negativity and just jumped. I listened to everybody's opinion on how economics and society went about. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just going through the motions in life. But once I was exposed to being able to grow yourself and exposed to people that had the lifestyle of having time and money and leadership principles and building a team and scaling and having a leveraged income versus a linear income, I didn't know about any of this type of thing. All I knew was, hey, go to school, get good grades, get a job, go work for somebody, retire at 65, go take one trip to Europe with your spouse, come home, watch TV for 10 years and die. That's what I thought life was. There's more to it than that. And the sooner you start, the best time to plant a tree is 50 years ago, second best time is right now. right? So the sooner you start working on yourself, the sooner you find the vehicle and just start working it, the sooner you can get here, and whatever that looks like for you. Whatever that looks like for you. And I promise you it's possible. If it's possible, which we know it's possible, I'm living proof. There's so many people that are living proof. We know it's possible. If it's possible, then it's possible for you. So wherever you're lacking here, just pick it up. Well, I got a lot of influence. I'm capable. I just haven't been willing, or I just haven't really done the work, or I feel like I'm doing the work. Sometimes people are busy. They're just not productive. And a lot of times they feel like they're doing all this work in their business, and they're just thinking about it a lot. And they're looking in their back office, and they're getting on Facebook, and they're talking about it, but they haven't really done the income producing activity. So tracking your income producing activity is extremely important. Knowing this number on average and keeping that number consistent. If you're, whatever number this is the average per week. Keeping that number consistent is important, and then growing this is important. I can't say it enough. Once you get this, you got it, guys. You got it. So I'm going to go back and review the comments, but just know that it's possible. It's possible for you. So find a vehicle. If you need one, holler at me. There's lots, but I mean, we're still building this and having an absolute blast with great systems in place, great products that are marketable and get good results. Compensation plan's phenomenal. If you need a vehicle, hit me up. Need a mentor? Holler at me, or find one. Or whatever you may be already doing a business out there. If you are, implement this. Say, hey, how many people am I actually showing this to per week? How much am I really working on myself daily? Why am I even doing this? Sometimes we got to go back and remember why we started. Because when you do run into obstacles, when you do run into objections or opposition, or the struggle, or you feel like you're working harder than you're getting paid for. In the beginning, you will. You will. But if you consistently do that and then work on yourself in the process, eventually you're going to get paid a lot more than you work. And then you have the struggle that I have, which is boredom equals complacency. I talked about that in my last. You get bored and then you get complacent. So when you have you have to look yourself in the mirror and you realize this is something I was teaching myself yesterday, and then I shared it with my team, and I felt like I felt like other people might benefit from hearing this. But this was first taught to me by me. Like, I had to say, what the heck am I doing? I was getting complacent. So I had to increase. I'm always working on this number. I try not to get complacent on this number. I do consistently work on myself. But I had to remind myself of this why, and I had to pick this number up. I have to pick this number up. So I'm talking to myself too. This isn't a lecture by any means. This is just us talking as friends, saying this is what the formula that I've over 9 years of building this business. These are the 3 things that are the most important. How many people are you showing? This, I guess, let's lead with this because this is the most important. You got to put fuel in the vehicle. Most importantly, it's your why. How many people are you showing this thing to a week? And are you working on yourself? That's it. That's as easy as it gets, guys. So I hope that helps you guys. I'll go back and review the comments. Oh, look, I see some comments. John Melton, what's up, dude? That's awesome. But yeah, this is all it comes down to, guys. It's as simple as this. So love you guys. Have a great week. I wish for you one day that you have 7 Saturdays and a Sunday. I wish for you that you could wake up and you're tired of sleeping every single day, if that's what you want. I wish for you financial freedom, peace of mind, and everything you want out of this life, because it's possible. Trust me, it's possible. Don't worry about the opinions of other people, because some people just don't understand. God may not have put the same desire in their heart that you have in yours. Some people are content with mediocrity. Some people are they like going through the motions. They like the security of just having the day-to-day. You go here, you collect it. They like the simplicity of collecting a paycheck. Some people, that's for them, and that's okay. I'm not knocking that. Some people love the excitement of creating a paycheck. And they love the idea of owning their life and living free. And this is just one way to do that. So, have a great day. We'll talk soon. Much love. God bless.